In the late 80s, early 90s, we started transitioning people from the campus that we had in Wayzata into homes. After about a decade of that, we started to identify that a lot of the people that we were supporting had the capacity to and the interest to having more independent lives than what was possible in the group home setting where they were. We created this program, and now others have adopted it, and the state recognizes it in a much broader way than it originally happened. But it took the hard work of our staff, families that we work with, to really take a risk and move forward with it.
I would describe Addie as vivacious, funny, wicked smart in some ways, very, very caring. We always say she's the best sharer in our family.
Heart of gold, does anything for her friends, loves to keep busy.
A doctor said way back when, Addie is Addie. There's no label.
Right.
And we struggle with that because everybody wants a label, a diagnosis, and she really is intellectually challenged and ADHD. And we would always say, Addie's gonna live in our basement forever, because we really didn't know what the other options were.
In high school, another family talked about the Bethel Build program, where those with intellectual disabilities are integrated into the regular Bethel community. Addie so desperately wanted to be just like everybody else. So to live in the dorms and have roommates and be responsible for her own schedule was just perfect. There was a Hammer representative that came in to share information with the Bethel group. The entire mantra was focused on independent living. And I think that's when we first said, this could be the solution. Bethel was the stepping stone to Hammer.
And so I came for the dinner, and then my dad and I came downstairs into the apartment, and they're like, oh, it's yours if you want it. I'm like, in the apartment crying. I was like, oh my God.
When she moved in here, she really felt like we were kicking her out of the house.
There were some tears.
Some tears and some, I'm not moving,
Yep.
I'm staying here. But we all know that this was the better thing.
It is those less pronounced disabilities that are nonetheless just as important to address and support people through.
Addie could not live in a situation that did not have even a basic level of supports. Staff do a phenomenal job of knowing how to best support them as individuals.
I'd say the first couple days she moved in, she didn't cry in front of us. She did not say anything negative. And then one day, she said she was going to Starbucks with Mark and Deb. And we're like, oh, who's Mark and Deb? Oh, there's some people I met.
We all need connection. We need people in our lives that we have meaningful relationships with. And it creates health and sustainability for the people in our apartments because they have that community and that opportunity to build relationships. And through those, we're able to run programming where people can hang out there, spend time together, they have the meals, but then they can also get out and do activities in the community. The more we get them in community, the better it is that their health outcomes are, the better it is that their happiness is, the better it is that their sense of self is and their mental health. Like all those things are connected, and it's because of that investment into these community spaces, into these activities.
Addie has always liked having a purpose. She likes having a job. Everybody knows Addie in the store. That's a big deal for Addie.
She likes to be able to have that independence to make her own adulting decisions.
I have a bunch of friends. We like to hang out.
I got a text from her that said, I'm a big girl now. Mark and Deb and I are taking the train to the Nook in St. Paul to eat and bowl. So that wouldn't have happened if she was living in our basement in Eagan.
When this program launched, the state and federal investment in disability services was much more generous. And there was a higher sense of the impact that it had on the larger community in a beneficial way. So there is this continually widening gap. And as that gap widens, we increasingly need support of other people, or we have to scale back on those supports. Ultimately, the people who end up losing are the people that we support.
At some point in a family, there will be a situation where some young person may need some assistance and services. we had better be in a position to be able to support them so that they can live their lives as richly as possible.
This is one of the things that I think is beautiful about the way that we approach people's generosity is we're asking people to partner with us in achieving goals and helping people live and thrive. And that's not asking for a handout. That's asking for people to make an investment in the wellness and the well-being of others and to really have a meaningful impact in the lives of others.